I was out of the country last week when the latest system update 2021.12.25.6 arrived. Well, now I've had time to review it for this video. This update has two new features for Tesla vehicles. First is new language support for Finnish and Croatian. Second is the addition of the Skyforce Reloaded game. All vehicles that have MCU2 or above will receive it, which includes all Model 3s and Model Ys. The remainder of the video will concentrate on the Skyforce Reloaded game by Infinite Dreams. I'm going to cover how to play the game along with some tips. I'm a fan of and have played Skyforce and Skyforce Reloaded on my iPhone for several years. It's a retro game similar in style to the 1980s vertically scrolling shooter games like 1942 and Xevious. It has some pretty impressive graphics and has a soundtrack that sounds great in the Model 3. At the main menu, I'm going to press the Options button. The help screen shows all the icons that you will encounter in the game. Everything but the survivors are items that appear after you destroy airborne enemies, ground targets, or boxes. Stars are the currency in this game. I'll show you what you can buy with them later. Survivors are scattered around the level and you need to hover over them to pick them up and save them. You lose health when you're hit by a weapon or crash into an enemy. So when you see a heart, grab it and it will replenish about 25% of your health. Other items like fire rate, laser, energy shield, mega bomb, and wingman are upgrades that may be used during that particular level. They disappear if unused when the level is over. Bonus cards and aircraft parts are random prizes awarded during a level. You need to complete the level in order to keep them. Collect enough of the aircraft parts and you will be awarded a new aircraft that has different capabilities and strengths and weaknesses. The bonus cards can provide temporary or permanent upgrades. The stats page gives you all of the cumulative numbers of various things for all of your games played. The sounds page allows you to adjust the sound effects volume, and this adjusts the music volume. Here you can choose your text language. And finally, the credits page shows the people that developed the game. Going back to the main menu, there is a high scores page, start to begin the game, and let's look into the collected parts menu. Collected parts shows the cards that you collect during the levels. Once you have enough to build a plane, it will appear in your garage to use. The planes have different levels of firepower, health, speed, range, rescue, luck, and versatility. Some planes will be much better at certain levels where their skills will be needed. Next up is the objectives page. You can get diamond points after you achieve certain objectives. For example, rescuing a certain number of survivors, destroying boxes, upgrading weapons, etc. The main purpose of prestige points is to enable players to unlock technicians. Technicians have special abilities that will provide the player with a certain bonus during the level. For example, the ability to get stars faster, power-ups, or increase luck. And lastly, on the main menu, we have the trophies area. These are collected when you defeat a level end boss. Here are some from the first 3 levels of the game. Now let's go back to start and press that button. The map screen shows the different levels that are available and some that are not available. Go all the way to the left and you will enter the hangar. Here is where you can upgrade your plane with all of the collected stars that I mentioned previously. Upgrading your offense and defense will be necessary for more difficult levels. In the beginning, I usually focus on health and the main cannon. Once those are sufficiently high, then I try to upgrade to the wing cannons and magnet. You will notice that the cost for upgrades differs between the plane's weapons, and also as you upgrade to higher weapon levels, the price goes up too. Here I will purchase the ability to use missiles, which is 500 stars. And the next upgrade is 200 stars. One important thing to know is when you press the fire button, that activates the main cannon, wing cannons, and missiles. The magnet, which collects stars, works continuously while playing. While I'm here, I'm going to purchase the laser ability for 700 stars. The laser, energy shield, and mega bomb are manually activated weapons. You have to purchase ammunition for them at the start of a level. You may also win ammunition cards during gameplay. As the levels get trickier, these manually operated weapons will be necessary to finish. Some objectives may not be possible until you upgrade your ship's weapons for increased damage. For example, missiles and bomb will make it easier to kill all enemies. Here's a good time to show you the controller buttons. The controller will be your best friend for this game. You can use the D-pad buttons or the left thumbstick to control movement of the plane. Press the A button to fire the cannons and missiles. The Y button fires the laser. The B button is Mega Bomb, and the X button is Shield. Press the Start button if you need to pause during the game, and you can also go back to a previous menu. Now let's go over how the levels work in this game. When you first start a level, it is on normal difficulty. And when you beat all 4 objectives, it unlocks a hard difficulty. And when you get all 4 of those objectives, it then unlocks insane difficulty. And as you can expect, the next set of 4 objectives will be much more harder to achieve. Let me play one level to show you how it works. At the start, you can pay for ammunition for the manual weapons. This uses stars, so you want to balance the use here and in the hangar where you need to upgrade weapons. Here's an example of where you can rescue a human. You need to hover over the person and the plane will pick them up when the circle is filled. Enemies that are highlighted, like this one here, will drop upgrades when they're destroyed.
Nice.
Avoid bullets and lasers that are fired from ground enemies like this one. It's important to keep moving around. Your cannon fire will cover more area that way. When aerial enemies fly in formation, if you destroy all of them, you get more points. But be careful not to touch any of them because it will lower your health. Try to collect as many stars as possible while avoiding bullets and enemies. If you don't have a controller, you can still use the touchscreen. By the way, when using the touchscreen, the fire button is automatic, so you only need to control the jet. It makes it a little bit easier for a one-handed experience. Here's an upgrade card. Random bonus and collectible parts cards will show up in certain levels that allow you to boost abilities and create specialized planes. You must finish the level for them to be collected. I usually break up the objectives for each level and try to do 1 or 2 on a single playthrough. It's pretty much impossible to do all 4 at the same time. And it really doesn't matter since you will have to play levels multiple times to get enough stars to do upgrades. So there is some grinding that is needed to advance. This game has 15 levels, and each of these levels has 12 objectives that need to be completed. At this point, you've finished all of the enemies and will face the final boss for this level. If you look at the top of the screen, you can see that I have a laser that I just used on the boss, which did considerable damage. At this point, there are weak points that need to be fired upon to destroy the boss's weapons. The bosses drop a lot of bullets at you, so figure out the mechanics. If you stay in one place, the mass of bullets will take you out quickly. Wait for the barrage to pause, go in and take out the weapon, and then dart out again. When all of the weapons are destroyed, you win and it crashes. Don't forget to collect all these stars, they add a lot to your score, and for upgrading weapons. If this is the first time beating the boss for this level, you will get a trophy here. Here you can see what bonus card you won. At the end, you get a tally of the scoring and any objectives that you may have completed. Overall, Skyforce is one of my favorite arcade games for iOS, and I'm glad to see that it was added to the Tesla game library. The levels take only a few minutes, and you can fit in a short game session while charging your car or waiting around to pick somebody up. I'm pretty amazed about how much space is available for games in this car. I wonder when they will run out of room. One of the strategic aspects of the game is the upgrade tree. How you allocate stars for upgrades affects how you advance in the game. I hope you have enjoyed this video and that it offered some useful tips on playing. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.